that is.
I'm Kenise Wiggins, and you are now tuned into Vinkankel.com. So I am here with Terrence D. Flowers, and Terrence D. Flowers also goes by the Mechanical Eye. Now, Terrence D. Flowers, he is a jack of all trades, has Modish Media, which is still photos. He also has Pulse Media, which is all things media. And Terrence is best known for his work, The Other Race, which was featured on Bossip. It has 250,000 views. So Terrence is going to tell us a little bit more about what he does.
Okay, first is Modest Stills. You said Modest Media.
Okay.
She just told my name up, y'all. It's okay. It's Modest Stills Photography, and the Mechanical Eye is my media name. It's like, you know, if I was a rapper, the Mechanical Eye would be my name. So that's how I'm rocking like that.
Okay. The Other Race. Tell us a little bit about this documentary. How did you prepare for The Other Race?
Okay, with The Other Race, it's funny. Me and a friend was actually, well, I ain't gonna say what I was doing. She was smoking, and she's biracial, and she was just talking about how hard it is sometimes. She was actually stressing about somebody trying her up, and she was like saying these black girls think I'm soft because I look like they don't know. You know what I'm saying? She was just going through the motions of telling me about what happened with the situation, and now you know, me just being the type of person I am, I started asking her questions about it. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, "You should do a documentary about that, man, because you know, folks be having us twisted on it." She a little hood now, she a little gangster, but it just planted a seed in my head. So once that happened, I reached out to a couple of people who I knew that were biracial or mixed, or I felt that they were, and we put the film together and we recorded it and we put it out. When we first put it out, it really didn't jump like I thought it would. Mm-hmm. But we went to a film festival. Me and my PA, my assistant Ashton, we went to a film festival, the Mix Remix in LA, Los Angeles, June 10th, I think, of this year. And once we came back from there, me and her both, my manager Khalees, we sending out links. We're doing the Facebook thing. I'm doing the Twitter thing. We're doing the Instagram thing. Mm-hmm. And slowly but surely, I just started to see the numbers creep up.
Because I think it's a common misconception that people that are biracial don't have any type of struggle. If anything, people think that they are on a higher pedestal because their skin complexion is lighter.
And that's exactly what I got out of the film. To be honest, and this is what I like about the film, not trying to just toot my own horn, but what I like about the film is it went from one person having a lot of struggles, a girl named Tiana, to people like my Ashton. She really, she had a couple of problems, but typical problems that probably a teenager go through. We had one guy on there, what's his name? Jeremiah. He's like, his problems were more based around family. And just how his family treated him. Yeah. So everybody had different situations they was going through.
And this is interesting because I'm glad that you are shedding light on these issues. And it seems like you are very involved in race relations. And you also are very political. Looking at your Twitter and some of your tweets and different things that you say. And you also have a new documentary that is currently in production, and it's called Pretty for a Black Girl. Pretty for a dark skinned girl, which is quite interesting to me because throughout history, dark skinned women have faced many issues. Malcolm X says that black women are the most underappreciated women in the world. Pretty for a dark skinned girl. Mm-hmm. Tell us how you decided, hey, I want to make a documentary called Pretty for a Dark Skinned Girl.
Okay, and very few people know this. I guess everybody gonna know now. Well, I put it out there not too long ago, but once I did The Other Race, I sat down with my team, mainly my manager Khalees, and I was like, I'm feeling this, bro. I said, we did another documentary called The Barbershop. It's called, let me get the right title. It's called the Original Social Network, The Barbershop. Dope piece of work. I'm seeing the link for it. Dope piece of work. We had a narrator. I've got a guy's name. He's out of Atlanta. We had, and my motto was talking about earlier, record it, edit, can I cuss?
Yeah.
I mean, just in this little content, I'm not going to cuss on disrespect to our blog, but record that shit, edit that shit, put that shit out. So that's my style. So one weekend we recorded The Barbershop, but we had a plan for it. We collected hundreds of photos. We got somebody to narrate it, and it came out good. But once again, going back to my thinking with Ed Gordon, maybe it wasn't what people wanted to see. Maybe it was something that we wanted to do versus what people wanted to see. So shortly after that, I told Khalees that I wanted to do more films with colorism. Not because at this time right here, it wasn't like the other race was just booming. I just felt a different connection with those type of documentaries. So the deal was to put out Pretty for a Dark Skinned Girl, make a trilogy actually. Pretty for a Dark Skinned Girl, and the last one is going to be called Light Skin versus Dark Skin. Why are we at war? And that's going to be where I bring it all together.
Wow.
And it's going to be dope.
And that's quite interesting. So I did see a few studies. In 1920, they had a study where it was the paper bag test. And the paper bag test was used for sororities, clubs, any type of social gathering. And basically, if you were darker than a paper bag, you were treated differently, or you were excluded from being elite. How do you think things like that have, and this is within the African American race, how do you think now, do we have any, is there any progression?
Yes, definitely been progression. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. And you'd be surprised how many high yellow or real light-skinned people want to be darker. They go through their own trials and tribulations. One of the girls, and sure enough, she's biracial, but a lot of times biracial and black is the same thing, especially if that's how you identify yourself with it. You know what I'm saying? If you're of mixed origin, but you identify yourself as black, you black. And one of the people we interviewed with on the other race, Cynthia, she was on. We was also featured on Bossip.com too. Throw that out there. And on Bossip, we had a lot of negativity, a lot of bashing from our own. I got hundreds of emails of people calling me OJ, Jay-Z song, OJ, calling me a coon, calling me a sellout. You a sucker for them white bitches. I'm talking about, nobody's on that white. Everybody's mixed, They call them this kind of derogatory things that I got from our people. And Cynthia was just, she's. I mean, if you just hear her voice, she black. Well, she's foreign because she's from Germany, but she doesn't try to be nobody else. So I think a lot of times, people who are real light skinned, some of them wish they was darker. I think other people might still view it like that. I think if a white person or even an Asian or a Mexican person, they see a darker black person, it's just natural apprehension until they get, especially if you look like me. I got goals and stuff. I really hate them. Don't get no goals stuck in your mouth. Youngsters, don't get them stuck in your mouth. I made a big mistake in the 90s and got them stuck, and I want them out so bad, and I hate this shit. But
why do you hate them?
Because they're not who I am now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I first got them, like I said, and this was in the 90s. I mean, I thought I was the shit. Hot Boys is out. Master P. I got my girls for Eddie's Greenbrier, Eddie in Atlanta. I came down the road, and we had a cell phone, and I just came down the road to everybody. I've been trying to get grilling everybody, old white people. Every time I start to read, I'm like, Now I'm like, you know what I'm saying? When I talk a lot of time, I try to tip my chin and just try to talk. Cause
I think you should embrace it. I don't think you should.
Oh, me some Denzels, man. I
thought
I looked good with black, dark skinned niggas. I thought I looked good with some. But people who are lighter, they look more approachable. This is my opinion now. I think that.
So you think they look more approachable? I
think people feel like that in society. If I'm dressed a certain way.
Okay, people feel like that. You feel like that, or do you think people feel like that?
Both.
I
think people will see somebody. We taught that black is bad. We're taught to fear the darkness. One thing about me, I had this bubbling personality, and I'm good at reading people. You know what I'm saying? My just some of my trials and tribulations I've been through in my life. I'm good at reading people, and I have a client. They're Caucasian. They're white. Two ladies actually. They work on base. And when I first met them, they met me online. And when I first met them, they was like this, clutching purse. We had Starbucks now. When they first met, remember I had an afro? I had an afro. So I'm looking like Cube off of Higher Learning with a grill. So it's all bad. You know what I'm saying? And they literally like this, and they looking at each other. I can tell they don't know how they looking at me, but I can tell their eyes. They like, this nigga, do you want to do business with them? They like this. Now they cussing and girl, and they so comfortable with me because we grew this relationship over time, and it was always yes ma'am, no ma'am. I'm sitting up tall, like I said, I'm trying to be professional as I can just because I want this deal with them, and it's been perpetual over the last 2 years. I've been doing business with these ladies, and they're so comfortable with me now. Hey, Terrence, and it just.
But don't you think that? I think that's really unfortunate that you feel as if you have to somewhat present yourself or
it's
change.
necessary though. It's necessary because I know how society views some of us. I even have a young white dude. I call him my nephew. His name is Jed. It's times I've sent him because I just want them to know that it's just not just like some urban black guy. You know what I'm saying? I want to know we organize. We take what we do seriously. I have probably over a dozen commercials on local TV down here, as well as
So do you think it's going to be like that forever though? I feel as if black people or anybody that's ethnic, oftentimes we have to remove ourselves from our culture or appear to do things that are business-like, such as if we have an afro, cut our hair, or if we do things that are a direct reflection of our roots, we have to Europeanize ourselves or become more European-like.
It's a difference between changing and doing what's necessary. You feel me? I never change who I am. But some things I believe in some situations deserve a dress code. And it might be because my upbringing. For instance, some churches say, come as you are.
Right.
If I really want to come on my mama said, boy, get your thing. If I really want to come as who I am, because this is who I am. You see what I got on now? I got like a sweatpants on. I got some Air Forces. This is who I am. But I can't walk my mama church like this. My mama's the first lady of the church. And I know, literally speaking, I could probably go there and sit down, but we're going to have a conversation after she'll, boy, what's wrong with you, right? She don't want to know what's wrong with me for even coming out there because I wasn't raised to come to church like that. Even though the preacher man says, come as you are. So I think some things in society, it's a dress code. If I'm going out to a gala or something like that, I'm going to play the part. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to stand out in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm doing a production, she'll tell you I'll be in flip flops and my cut up jeans if I'm doing it because I'm in work mode. And the kind of work I do, I don't do suit and tie work. So I have to be comfortable. I got to bend, I got to squat, I got to be able to move around. So when I'm working, doing video production stuff, I'm gonna look a certain way. But if I'm going out and I'm meeting new clients, I want to be able to. I don't want how I look to hinder me from getting the job. Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? And I tried them folks up for real, and I was like, they hit me on the email, so I was like, I'm finna cut my hair for them. But my mom, me and her, my mom, that's my light, that's my rock. I love that woman. She talks to me a lot, and she guides me the right way. And she's one of the biggest components of me getting this out of my mouth. I'm gonna start me a GoFund account. I'm gonna put a link on your page if I get any goals out. You gonna put it on your page?
I'm for the goals.
Okay, she for the goals. So I'm gonna put it on my page.
And I'm glad we brought up, about hair and different things. I mean, we could talk about this forever because I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about Colin Kaepernick now. With him having an afro. Like I'm for the afro.
Let me ask you this with Colin.
Ultimately,
is it more important that he get a job or keep his fro?
To me, more important to keep his fro because in society, there always has to be someone who makes a sacrifice.
I agree.
This is the thing.
I agree.
And ultimately you have to ask yourself, am I selling out? Because am I going to change who I identify with to get a paycheck? And clearly he hasn't. So salute to him. It does suck that he is jobless and he is better than many of the quarterbacks that are in the NFL. But I can't say that I would be strong enough to do it, but someone has to do it. And that's why I commend many of our ancestors, and I also commend people that are older than us, people who grew up in the 60s. Now, they actually didn't go to work. they sacrifice not going to work. They sacrifice boycotting the city bus. Now,
we're not standing together.
We're not gonna stand together.
Getting back to Kaepernick real quick.
Mm-hmm.
He came into the game with money. First of all, I ain't gonna say they wealthy, but they're well off. And not to mention, he got some money from the contracts he had before. I don't think a kid coming out of the projects or that was poor, would, even if they were down with the movement, might have the same mind state as him, especially if you got responsibilities like children or brothers and siblings.
True.
You got people to take care of. Everything changes. It's like, okay, I'm down with the movement. He proved his point. That's the point I'm gonna make. He proved his point. To me, if he don't do nothing, if you don't sit down or kneel at another game, he ain't got nothing else to prove. He took that stand.
Yeah, he took the stand.
He took that. And I'm not tripping on his hair. I think it's not his hair. I think it's what he did after kneeling. And I think that's what they got a problem with. I ain't got no problem with his hair personally. I think it was more based on him taking the kneel during the Pledge of Allegiance is what the establishment has problem with. But if he was in another situation, you got to ask yourself, would he have done that? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know. Maybe he would have. Maybe he wouldn't have. But
we'll never know.
We'll never know. But I salute that guy. And I was just telling her before you got here, I'm not going to be into the NFL like that this year. I ain't going to say I might glance at the game, but me just sitting down and watching the whole game because they full of crap, man. Mm-hmm. For what they doing to this man is better than most of the, I ain't going to say most, he's better than a lot of the quarterbacks that are in the league right now. And for them not to give him a job, and I'm glad that white boy protested with them boys from Cleveland Browns. I forgot his name, but shout out to you, white boy from the Cleveland Browns. You stood up, and we need more white brothers to stand up and do the same thing. And some of y'all black folk, we need y'all to stand up and do the same thing too, man. That's what's going to make them change. Black people are 70% of the NFL. Y'all can break them folks. True enough, one or two do it, they can get rid of you. But if all of them do it, they got to break. Mm-hmm. They got to compromise with that. So that's something I'm real passionate about.
And this is to go back to something that you mentioned. You said that you feel as if people that are a lighter complexion are more approachable. Mm-hmm. So that brings me to the 1940 doll test. And basically they had 4 different dolls, and they asked children what doll would they pick. And majority of the black children chose the white doll. So is this something that is just ingrained in us? Does this go all the way back from someone being able to be in the house because they have lighter skin and a field nigga? Like, is this going all the way back from slavery, or is it just because even in the Bible, if you like, white is considered pure, or white is considered heavenly.
And black is associated with hell.
And black is associated with hell or an abyss.
I think a child is born to this world. I don't think nothing except for his genetics. I think everything that child experiences is what he learns from his surroundings. Meaning that because that test you're talking about was done in early 2000s, I think, or the late 90s, and it was basically the same results. But they're seeing the same thing. That's what that is. I don't think it's in our DNA. I think it's more of, okay, you see the white dolls on TV, you see the Barbies on TV, and it's changing now. They did spell. I salute to Disney because they've been real diverse in different characters that they have. And what hurts me in a way, man, and I got some white, Scott, Tony, Brandy, that's my brother. These white boys, I rock with them. But some white people, man, when a black person get a role, acting role, or certain characters, white folks be on Twitter just going crazy, losing their fucking mind. That shit hurts me. I'm like, damn, why y'all tripping like that over a movie or just because Star Wars had a lead black character? I mean, y'all got everything else. So why would a black person?
There was a lot of talk that a lot of people were speculating that Idris Elba was going to be
James Bond.
They tripped. I see it didn't happen, but Twitter had a lot to say about it.
Yes, I'm on Twitter. I be clapping back at their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I be pissed off. I be like, how y'all tripping like that? When y'all do Cleopatra and all that, y'all get white actors to play black people roles. Hannibal, I was a black journal back in the day. Y'all got a white man, and I don't really trip if that actor did the best for the role, and that casting director said that's our guy, then that's what it is. But when a black person is in that situation, Not all white people, because I'm not one of them people think all white people are bad, but a lot of white people lose their fucking mind, and that's the reason we are in the situation that we in today. I think it's that old thinking that they got, that you let this black person. It's that type of thinking. Until we can get rid of that, we're always gonna have these racial strikes between whites and blacks and Asians and Hispanics.
I agree. So, how did you get started with videography?
It's funny. Right around the street, you ever heard of Chester's Barbecue? Mm-hmm. Okay, Chester's Barbecue. We hired a videographer to shoot a video for us back in the day. And money wasn't no thing back then. We was all getting money, so we paid him $5,000. Which, I mean, for a decent B artist right now, that's still about right. But back then, we from Columbia, Georgia, so we spent $5,000. We spent everything to look like BET. Nada. Looked some trash. I mean, he had a good camera, but he was a videographer. He wasn't a music video director. Mm-hmm. So the video was kind of like, man, we'll never have that happen. I get my own camera before that happened. So I bought a camera. And of course, my first 3 videos sucked. Because I literally just got the camera out the box and just said, where the record button at? And that's how I got my whole style. I didn't read no manual. I didn't know about no shutter, no f-stops, none of that. Frame rates. All I knew was just record, poop, film. Now, what I filmed was good, but the quality as for how it looked on screen sucked. You know what I'm saying? So, over time, I got better. Computers started blowing up, internet, started doing a lot of research, and just got better at what I was doing. So, that kind of introduced me to videography, me shooting movie videos. So.
Okay, so you shot music videos first.
Yes, shot music videos first. Which I'm glad I did, because a lot of things I do now are easy to me, because I went through a couple of years, trial and error, what works, what doesn't work. I had JVC video cameras. I've just now got with Canon within the last 6 years, but a lot of my stuff was JVC in the beginning, Sony Handycams and stuff like that. But it wasn't what I was shooting with, it was what I was capturing, which was important to me. When Ustream first came out, I had a Ustream channel, and I kind of understood that content was king back then without even knowing it, because when I was trying to show people in the studio how to record and mix, no views. When I had 3 or 4 girls behind me rubbing my back and interacting with me while I was doing it, views skyrocketed. Ustream, they banned my channel. I mean, we had like 9,000 people just, make her shake her butt again. I put the beat on and so, I mean, it was just crazy. But that was an example of content being king. It was something that somebody wanted to see, even though it was kind of, a little ratchet, but it was still something somebody wanted to see.
Right. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully in Hollywood. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, hopefully in Black Hollywood, at least Atlanta. Like I said, we want to go, me and my manager, Khalees, we have a lot of ideas about film work. It's going to take budgets for some we can wing it, like these right here, these documentaries. We connected pretty good, so the budgets on these are not as high. We have like 2 feature films that we want to do. We're just in the process, which is going to be the long process of getting the proper funding. I still, I want to get some education on filming, because, like I said, I know that my style will only take me so far with my approach of how I shoot. So I know I'm gonna have to get some form of education, or put somebody around me who's been educated to say, okay, now you got the right idea, but this is how you have to do it for it to be right on the screen. Now I'm experiencing that right now. An example is I do broadcast work for a client, and their programs for to come on Fox 54. So I do what I normally do when I film a segment. They send it back. You got to be in 60 frame rate, and some other stuff, captions and stuff that I don't know what the hell that is. I don't do that.
Yeah.
But it's something I need to know. So now I've been spending hours just reading articles on how to do it. I got a good idea how to do it, but it's just something that I wasn't familiar with. Maybe if I went to school, I would have been educated on how to do that. So I just got to do a little catching up on the education. But my film style and me setting lights up and doing my thing, I got that shit ace. That's what I do.
You know, I would love to see you do a documentary on Columbus. With everything that's going on, you know, it's a ton of violence. I think that the city needs a behind-the-scenes look as to why so many people here feel hopeless. Because I think when the crime rate goes up, it's because the youth, they don't feel as if they have any type of
but I mean, it's
anything to do.
I left a comment on the girls. Shout to Cleo Vaughn. That's my girl. She's no Cleo Vaughn. No. She throws a lot of events around here, and she looks out for the youth. She's been there, done that too. So she's a good person. And she left a comment today, and really, what's going on in the street right now is an effect of parenting in the 90s and 2000s, late 90s, 2000s. How parents treat their kids then. These kids that were babies are now older, and this is a direct result. These parents wanted to be. It was the first internet parents, almost. You know what I'm saying? So parents want to be hip with their kids and be cool with them, and they won't like my mom now. You know what I'm saying? My mom now were mamas. They friends now. So when the kids grow up, it's that line, that mama and daddy line ain't there no more. It's more like homegirl, homeboy. And so the respect ain't there.
You're blaming the internet a little bit?
I'm blaming parents, because every parent didn't let that get between them. No, some parents, your mama saw you, but your mama a nerd or whatever, or your mama, she's straight and hard, but that mama that knew how to turn them apps off, or made them put that internet down, or didn't let them play cuss music in the house, they're not having the problems that the mamas who let the kids play anything. Like my kids, they already know. Now my older boy, yeah, he 18, he can play stuff, but like his sister around, and I seen him playing stuff, I get in that ad. Hey man, sister right here, man, don't be playing no Kodak Black around her. She be listening to something totally different. And my little girl, she gravitates more towards pop, and I like that. But a lot of little girls in the hood, they doing a little P-pop and a little hoochie dance and all that. They 7 and 8, that ain't cool. Because when she pregnant at 12, what you gonna say then? But it's a direct result of parenting. And in my opinion, that's just my opinion. Because things are getting worse with violence, man. Hell, economic-wise, things are better. I mean, there was a time when black unemployment was probably damn near at 40-50%. But if you really buckle down and say you want you a job, you can get you a damn job. Sure, it might be McDonald's, it might be Walmart or something like that, but you can get you a job. So thing is, they hit his rap music, they influence. I think parenting plays a big role in it. They think that parents want teachers to be parents, and teachers like, hey, I'm not his parent, I'm just a teacher. But hell, he do something wrong in school, come tell the parent, they'll take up for the kid, knowing the same shit he did in school, the same shit he do at home. So I think it's parenting. I think it's a big chunk of his own parenting. To parents, to this generation that's fucking up, excuse my language, till we push them out, and the parents, because I think parents are getting wiser. They're catching up. The parents are now, they get it. They like, hey, we have to limit that YouTube use. We have to limit them apps. We have to make them put down that tablet and do their work. So I think, once it catches up, it'll level back out. It's just a spike.
Okay, so now I know you have a video on YouTube that got 70,000 views. And you
turn.
You made a brush.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that video?
Okay. Well, back in the days, I had to take a little trip down to Georgia Department of Corrections, and while I was there.
What were you doing, if you don't mind me asking?
This particular time, I went down for aggravated assault. I was involved in a homicide. Yeah, that was that particular time. But
so you've been several times.
I've been to the Department of Corrections twice.
Okay.
Once for that, once for drugs. But back then, on your package list, you couldn't get brushes, you couldn't get wave caps. They kind of just wanted you to have like a little black comb, some little black combs. So you got a little black comb. But what the black inmates did, who wanted to have waves in their hair, like the ones I got, and y'all been seeing them all. The whole program that y'all been seeing them. But anyway, no. What they did was they got a toothbrush. You would see people walk around there doing them all day with a toothbrush.
Lord,
but
that takes a lot of time.
Yeah, but black folk being extra, we figured it out.
Yeah. So
what we did was, imagine this is 4 toothbrushes, and we took strips of a t-shirt or a sheet, and we wrapped them all together, real tight. And now you got
waves.
You got a brush.
Yeah.
And that's how we did it, and it worked. That's something people ain't got to worry about now, because you can get brushes on your package list now. But I mean, it was like, I know I'm spinning, but it was folks who were spinning harder than me.
I know I'm spinning.
I'm super spinning. I'm ducked off. Y'all see, look. Hold on. Let your people see what's really going on, man. They got to see what the kid really. Y'all got to see what the kid really doing. Now, it's extra right here. Y'all see it? Just touch it. That look good. You see it? Yeah, she sees it. I mean, for real, I take the wave, but damn the movies, I take these waves. See, I brush my hair real tall, at least an hour a day.
Oh, you dedicated.
Yeah, I get up, play me a couple
Serious.
songs, and get in the mirror
Mm-hmm.
before I work out. Brush, do my workout, come back.
Do-rag?
Brush.
Do-rag
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You got the flap, or is it just like a?
Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you what I got.
All right.
She don't believe this thing, y'all. She don't believe this thing. I'll be right back, y'all.
Y'all, he is getting his supplies.
I'm just bringing everything back, so look. Bring my whole little snap pack back.
Yes.
This is the prison brush. Check that out. That's the prison brush. And I didn't make this in prison when I did my waiver videos. I actually made it, but as you can see, those are the strips. If you look, those are the t-shirt strips. This is a toilet paper cone. We use this to keep them together. We call it a shit paper cone in Chain Gang. Well, we tie like that, and we get an extra toothbrush and melt it. Now you can tell them like that, it's some pop loose, but we would melt together.
Yeah, so it stick together.
So it stick together.
Makes sense.
It worked. You see it? You hear it?
Wow. Yes. Innovative.
This is one of my caps I got from my waiver community. Monsoon Cap sent that one to me for a review. This is called the night cap. This is a regular stocking cap.
And this is pretty sturdy.
Yes, real sturdy.
Very sturdy.
These are typical wave caps.
Do-rag with the flap.
Yep. Here go another one. Here go another one. This is my this will do. Females, I ain't with that bullshit.
Yeah, that's what this is.
I'm bilateral. I ain't with that bullshit. But females use these, but I use them too, just to keep everything together. You know what I'm saying? Especially after I do a wash, and I just put it on like that over my wave caps.
Okay.
And here goes another one of those. Here's a Surag from Surag.com. Y'all owe me for the plug. Y'all better send me something. I ain't sent me nothing. But it's like kind of like a collage of both of them.
Oh wow, that's lit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I put one of these over there like that, And I come back, hit that thing with the night cap. This how I sleep now.
He is like a wave superhero.
But hold up, but wham! Two more. This is for my sports because it's meshed out. You see it's meshed, so
so like you
sweating and stuff. Yeah, so
definitely.
or if you can do washes with it, you can wash your hair with it. And I got these all day because these right here I use these as a compression, so put them on like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's how we rock it, man. And I got another name. I didn't tell you my other name. My other name is Blue Waves. That's my waiver name. That's my waiver handle.
Blue Waves.
Georgia Wave in the building. It's your boy Blue Wave, Georgia Wave in the building. Yeah. That's how we rock it. So I'm all over the place, man. You know, Modi Stills, Mechanical Eye.
Modi Stills,
I'm just everywhere with
Eye, Pulse Media.
And I have fun.
Blue Waves.
Yeah, I always saw that.
That's crazy.
And I have fun. That's the main thing about it. I'm in a new place in my life. I dropped from 2013 to now. I've dropped over 140 pounds of weight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was a big boy. I was always fit.
How do you do that?
A lot of running. Yeah, I ran 6 miles a day.
Yeah,
I did 10K today. Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
So I wake up early. I'm getting old now, so I probably sleep at 10. But I get up early. I work out. I try to eat clean for the most part. A lot of dedication. Went through a lot of personal things. Just really motivated me to lose the weight and get fit. So now I'm in go mode. I'm trying to get there. So. And I'm having fun doing it. I live my life. You know what I'm saying? You never know where you might go. So I try to live every day of my life to the fullest.
Great.
Doing what I love to do, which is make films and produce content.
I love it.
Vinkankel.
Vinkankel.com. Well, it was so great talking to you.
Yes, it's been a pleasure.
And if we want to follow you on social media, now I know your Facebook is Terrence D. Flowers. What is your Twitter?
My Twitter is Ox from Belly. But I don't know if it picks that up or old black ass blue. I don't know which one's it. Like,
what's the ass? Is it old black ass?
Yeah, it's spelled
blue.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna let you spell it.
Okay, yeah. So I'll put the handle on the video. Also, tell us your Instagram.
My Instagram is Modest Stills. That's MODISH STILLS.
So if you have any advice for the aspiring videographers, anybody that wants to do anything in media, what advice would you give them?
Shoot that shit, edit that shit, put that shit out. I mean, literally, don't. If you got a vision about something, don't try to wait for everything's perfect for you to put it out, because that perfect moment is never gonna happen.
I think that's great advice.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen. People gonna be late. People ain't gonna pick up the phone. When we did the other race, I probably had 20 people on the list to interview. I think it ended up with about 8 at the end. So over half didn't show up, which is always a conflict. And a lot of them saying, people, I wish I would have did. I wish I would have. It's cool, you can get in the next one, but don't let nobody hold you back, man. Just do that shit, put it out. It ain't gonna happen overnight. Just because you see the next person doing, don't even worry about them. Just stay true who you are and put your stuff out. Now you gotta put some good stuff out. It ain't got to be the best quality, but your story gotta make sense to somebody, man. And just stay consistent, and it'll happen for you.
Great advice. Oh, thank you so much for tuning to Vinkankel.com.
Peace. Thank you, boo. You did real good. Oh, we turned up.